Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So, very different style of video today, and I'm actually going to do something in the hobby for the very first time, which is kind of crazy because I know a lot of you guys and girls do this. Got to give full credit to my good friend Martin back in the UK. Check out his YouTube channel, Martin's RC. Yeah, and what that is basically, the the bigger picture is working out what what I want to do within the hobby throughout winter, because over here in Canada, winter's bad. Oh, winter's very bad, and it's very long. And last year, I I struggled to get stuff painted, and I painted in minus temperatures, and I did that regular, and it's shocking. It really is shocking, and I was kicking myself at the time. So I said back then, a year ago or less, that this coming winter I won't do that again. I'm going to get stuff painted in the summer, so that I can actually finish stuff in the winter and I don't have to worry about going outside, or don't have to worry about the weather basically. And guess what? Didn't do it. Kept putting it off, doing other stuff, thinking, oh, we've got another couple of weeks of warm weather. And as I'm making this video today, this is actually the 3rd of November, and temperatures have plummeted already. So yeah, I'm kicking myself. I'm a dick. But nevertheless, the point of this video is to get these 3 kits painted. Now, not finished painted, but get the primary colour on. And then, fingers crossed, if it goes well, just put the bodies back in the boxes and put them away. And these will be full winter builds. But the benefit is, when I come to do it, again, sorry for repeating myself, I don't have to worry about weather. I can do the chassis videos, builds, and then the bodies are painted. So it's just a case of doing the fine detail paints and the decals. Boom, they're finished. So yeah, so I don't know if you're not interested in why I'm doing this or the collection side of it, skip forward to when I start opening these up. But there's also a bigger thing for me, is I'm actually planning my RC collection display of what's going to be next. So I'm looking around at cabinets, I'm thinking where to start. So basically, I'll try break this down with the 2 trucks, being the Blackfoot and the Subaru Brat. I use the IKEA detail cabinets, and basically with the extra shelves I put in, I can fit 6 buggies in there and 1 truck on the top shelf. So the top shelf is supposed to be for trucks only. Now, I've actually got 2 buggies in there now. So I don't even like looking at them, because it should be trucks in there, because it's got a bigger space. Blackfoot is number 1 to get in there, because obviously we've got the Monster Beetle and Lunchbox. It has to have a Blackfoot, and it has to have all 3 together. And of course the Subaru Brat. So the purpose of picking these 2 out to get these painted today is because as soon as we get these finished, we can put them straight in the cabinets, take the 2 buggies out, stick them on the floor, because they won't have a home, because I don't have new cabinets. But at least that's all finished then. So that's the point of the 2 trucks. Grasshopper, I've just been itching to build for such a long time, because I don't have it in my collection. And it's just got such a special part in my heart. First ever proper RC car I saw, and which hooked me. Hook, line and sinker. So these are the 3 I've picked out today. So by the end of this video, all being well, these will be painted, and then we can put them back away. The Grasshopper should be relatively straightforward. It's just gloss white, but I'll have to. What I want to do is dig the body out, get the manual, just double check everything. Not so much for Grasshopper, for Blackfoot should be relatively simple as well. Although, massive shout out to Keith at RC Icons. My Blackfoot, sorry for the noise, is going to look like the original, because we've got the original grille, original tailgate, original decals at some point. So I just need to make sure I get everything painted. So with the Grasshopper, it's just the body shell, I think. Everything else, like the driver and everything that needs painted, is just brush paint, which I can do indoors. So that should be straightforward. Blackfoot, pretty straightforward. Main body, new Ford tailgate, and I mustn't forget the sunroof. That one's painting at the same time. Subaru Brat, from memory, you got my main body, you got my tailgate, but you got a front section as well, which I'm sure has got some red on underneath. So that's why I want to dig them out. And also on the Subaru Brat that I missed out on the last one I did, the glass roof it has, or sort of double glass sunroof that the Brat has, the centre line of that should be red to match the paint. And I didn't do that. And if you don't do it, it still looks great, but I really want to make sure I do that. So I'm going to have to, again, dig the instructions out and just make sure I get all the bits out. Because this is a one-time deal, because when I come to build these for a winter, if I've missed something, there ain't no chance of going outside and just spraying it up. So it has to be finished. So I need to give this some thought. So that's the plan. Just while I'm on this, yeah, I really am kind of thinking for what's next in here. And bigger picture is this is for next year, is to get 2 new cabinets installed and fitted. But before I do that, so that equates to 12 buggies, 6 and a 6, and 2 trucks. So it's 14 RC cars, but I need to build. Now, I'm not going to get all that done before summer. I might be very close. But yeah, this is a sort of starting point of it. And just to repeat myself, obviously Blackfoot, Subaru Brat do go straight in the collection and 2 buggies come out. So out of those 12 buggies needed, I have 2 already, and obviously the Grasshopper. Anyway, I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to do. I've got the Thundershot to restore, which I can finish, and I am thinking, because the original body shell on that is starting to yellow. And I said ages ago, because I've got the Riri Thundershot, which has got a pre-painted body, and I was going to do that. I said at the time I was going to do it as a giveaway, and then I had an idea of doing a Tamiya Legends version, which I am still contemplating. But yeah, so apologies that giveaway didn't happen. It will do, but not anytime soon. Point being, I am thinking, because I want the Thundershot to be mint, so I am thinking of stealing the Riri pre-painted body and wing out of that, and then finishing my original Thundershot off, because I did an original body before that was starting to yellow, and the paint, you can kind of see it through the paint. It's not that pristine white like the new one will be, and I want my Thundershot to look absolutely pristine. I'm not a purist. Having an all original Thundershot with a Riri body shell on it makes no difference to me whatsoever. It'll have original decals on it. Anyway, that's just kind of the thought process, so Thundershot will be added to that. I could go on and tell you everything I'm planning on building. There's tons of chassis builds I'm going to do, on-road cars as well, but yeah, my brain's starting to go because it can be a bit overwhelming when I start to look at the bigger picture. So let's reel this back in, Glenneth, and concentrate on these. So let's just open the Grasshopper up, get the instructions out, and let's figure out if we've got the paint and all that good stuff. Right, kit number 1, the Grasshopper. Oh, I love this kit. Love the Grasshopper to bits, just because it's where it all started for me, and I just think it looks absolutely epic when it's built. Right, so just double checking Grasshopper, which I do know, but it's always nice to just double check. So its main body's TS26. You can see that. Now obviously whole body's white, but this window trim and the back struts are black. Again, doesn't matter. That's detail painting that can be done in here at a later date. Same with the obviously the driver and the spotlights. So here we have Grasshopper body, and just check we have paint. Now paint is TS26 pure white, which is obviously like a gloss white. Absolutely battered can, which I've used underneath to put bodies on that I've been painting. That's actually a brand new can. I don't know if you can see, it's the label's still on it. So anyway, brand new can. So we're golden with that. So yeah, that's job number 1. Then moving on to job number 2, the mighty Blackfoot. Love it. And as I say, we have the, thank you to Keith, the original grille, which is completely different from the Riri, and obviously the original tailgate with a Ford emblem on, which is awesome, and the sunroof, which obviously I've got in there, but when I come to paint these, I need to make sure, sorry, hold it in camera helps, doesn't it? I need to make sure I get those painted. From memory, like roll bar and everything doesn't need, but anyway, I'm going to dig out the instructions first. So again, checking the manual, And yeah, I was right, it's the three things, which is the main body, the sunroof and the tailgate. Everything else after that is detail painting, which can be done indoors. Paint of choice on this one is TS14. Now, interesting fact about the Blackfoot, I have never done the bed in TS6, which I believe it is matte black. I just think it's a waste. Again, that's just my personal opinion. I'm sure loads of people do it to be correct box art, but it doesn't make a massive difference from the gloss to the matte. If you did the whole thing in matte, it would look awesome, but I just think for all the masking and extra sort of hard work you're giving yourself, I don't think the rewards are great enough. So, and you can say in the comments you're just being lazy, and maybe I am, but I've never done it and it looks great as it is. So yeah, that's that. And then of course I've just dug a body out, just needs a little bit of a clean first of all. You don't even have to paint this body, if I'm honest. I don't know if I can show you. It's got a really nice sort of gloss finish to it, but it's very, oops, camera's falling. It's very similar to the Grasshopper in the fact that once it's painted, it doesn't look massively different from how it is now, but it actually is, obviously. So we've got to get that painted, and then I've dug obviously this out now for the sunroof, and then of course that beautiful tailgate. And as I said, TS14, and we've got a full can of that to go out. We've got a couple of cans should we need it, but I probably won't even put probably half a can, maybe 3/4 of a can, but I won't put a ton of paint on this or the Grasshopper. Right, that's all that. Let's move on to the third one. And job number 3 today, which is by far the most complicated. Not today, but obviously finishing this body off once you got the red on. Oh my god, it's horrendous. Tons of work, but very worthwhile if you do it and make a half decent job of it. Yeah, just looking at the front, I do remember the front grille, because obviously it's separate, had the red underneath. I think that bumper screws on, and then obviously put all the brush paint on here. But yeah, there's certainly a section of the front grille I need to dig out as this double sunroof, because that centre channel there has to be done in red. Anyway, let's seal this kit. I hate taking the sealed kits. That's such a stupid thing to say, but it just kind of, it's not going back once you've opened it, is it? Anyway, Glenn, shut up. Right, so as I said, this one is way more involved, and it's obviously not so much for today, but it's for the future. I don't want to miss anything, and the instructions are kind of strange on this, because you get a polycarbonate body as well as the hard body, so it's kind of a little bit bitter. Paint instructions are actually elsewhere, but I don't even see, I'm pretty sure this is I don't know the PS number, it's Italian red, it's the same as the Clodbuster. Here we go, sorry for the noise, TS8, which is Italian red. So I've got a couple of cans of that there, but it must tell you somewhere what that is. But normally, obviously, it would show you this upright and it'd give you the paint codes, but there's absolutely nothing apart from, then it goes on like the polycarbonate one, which is obviously a PS paint then. Polycarbonate, it's all polycarbonate, those instructions, and then that's the end of it. But it does tell you earlier on, for painting instructions, got to page 21, where it gives you this section. But anyway, I do know that the main colour is TS8. So, obviously, the main body, no problem. Gonna cut that sprue off. That's all to be painted. The tailgate is basically all this section, but I'm not gonna, as I said, not gonna mask off, because I'll do all that later, because the bumper and the lights are all painted by hand. So it's just about getting all the red on there, and then the front is kind of crazy, because this is every colour under the sun, but this little bit here has to be the red, this bit, not the underneath of the bumper, just this. So the way that kind of sits is kind of perfect, just to get that paint on there. So 3 sections of that to do, relatively straightforward, just hoping obviously weather wise it's going to be okay. Now, so if I bring this back down, so this was kind of interesting. So it's telling you, it's very hit and miss, this. It gives you these colour codes and the X paints, which is obviously the jars, because this is the tailgates, and you're not really designed to spray this. You're supposed to brush this on from back in the day. But obviously, we're going to save some time and use a spray paint to do it, and it also matches. But this is a section here. Now, this channel here has to be red, which makes a massive difference when the truck's finished. And also, I'd forgotten, this section here, this is a rear window. This section here has to be painted as well. Now, I was planning on doing this all together until I kind of saw this, and they want you to put a lot more detail on that roof. X18 round, so that's black. So yeah, more complicated than I thought. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy whatever X jar paint is needed, and I'll do that by brush when I come to build it. But obviously, like I said, it's just that channel and then this bit. I presume you paint it on the outside, because if I paint it on the inside with it being dark smoked, it's not going to show through properly, is it? So I presume the red has to be on the outside, which is, again, fine. So yeah, not going to do that today, but I will buy the paint, and when we come to do all the detailing, that just becomes part of it, if that makes sense. So yes, we're good to go. So the other two are on the floor. That's the third one. So what I'm going to do next now is get the paint on. So I'll get the paints in some hot water, or very warm water. I need the temperatures. Right now it's 9:30 AM and I think it's about 6 going on to 7 degrees. Midday is supposed to hit double figures. And this is really the last day I'm going to have a chance to do this. 10 degrees is not great for painting, I know, but it's the best I'm going to have until next year. So yeah, fingers crossed. Right, early indications seem to be good. Got a couple of runs on the Brat body, which I had to wipe off quickly. Anyway, so as I said, Grasshopper, you can't really tell it's got paint. I suppose you can, but it doesn't look too dissimilar. But yeah, chuffed with that. That's come out awesome. The Blackfoot's got a lovely glossy finish to it. Really liking that. And the Brat, which is hardening at the moment. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So the tailgate's done, and that's the only bit of that. And then, but that is hardening, so it might look like sort of darker and lighter in certain spots at the moment. But yeah, I mean, looking there, it's got a great shine to it. So yeah, I'll let those harden now. So a couple of this is like 3-4 days later. Just getting back to it now, and obviously the paint's hardened. But yeah, Grasshopper, really happy with that. There's not a lot of paint on that. There's just no need to put a lot of paint on it. Just make sure everything's covered, and you're golden, as they say. So yeah, that's the first one done. Second one, obviously Blackfoot, and I'm really happy with that one. That's got a lovely shine to it. There's a lot of dust on it I need to wipe off. You know what black's like, it just attracts it. But yeah, I'm over the moon with the finish on that. Again, not a ton of paint on it. When your body's the colour you're going to paint it anyway, it doesn't take much. And obviously the more paint you get on, I'm speaking for me personally, the more paint you put on, the more chance of runs. But yeah, over the moon with that tailgate sunroof done. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. And then of course finally the Brat, and yeah, that looks a decent finish to me as well. This one stands out a little bit more because with the body being white and we put a brand new colour on there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. Front and back, all tailgate, needs all the proper detail paint on it now, but again, through winter. Rear bumper, front grille was just that bit, rest of it's hand painted. And then the lovely shell itself. Yeah, really nice. Got a nice shine to it as well. Yeah, I'd say that's a success, my friends. And they're done. I kind of feel good about myself that I've actually done this. Again, massive shout out to Martin. I watch him do this all the time for the last couple of years, I think. And yeah, it's one of them. I'm kicking myself like, well, why didn't you do this every year? Or, why didn't you do this earlier? I really should have scheduled like the last, I don't know, 3 weeks of what we can kind of guarantee summer with hotter weather, 15, 20 to 25 degrees. And I should have got more than this done for the winter. But this is a great start. I am going to try and get a few more done. But I think I'm going to try do normal builds and see if I can spray them right until I can't anymore, if that makes sense. And then I want to fall back on these, because obviously I've got the chassis to build and what have you. And I've got other winter projects that don't involve going outside and the weather, basically. So I'm kind of looking at that, which is kind of cool. I want to kind of fill my winter up with cool stuff. And not just for this channel, on RC Legends channel as well. And I've got some cool stuff to do, so I'm kind of excited. So, yeah, I'm just happy I've done this. You have to stick in the comments what you guys do. Is this like a regular occurrence for... I guess it depends where you live. You know, winter in Canada is horrendous, and I'm in lower Canada, really close to the US, so we don't get winter quite as bad as everyone above us, but nevertheless, it's a 5-month ordeal. Yeah, it's depressing. Anyway, as I said, I'm super chuffed to have these done. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, massively appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, do all that good stuff, like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on, that'd be awesome. Leave me a thumbs down if you think I'm a dickhead. Plenty of you do. It's all cool. It just helps the algorithm push it out even further. It's a win-win. Anyway, I'll shut up. As always, my friends, yeah, I know. Happy ass seeing.